Hello there and welcome once again to the Mayor's Magazine. I'm Mick Cornett, the Mayor of Oklahoma City. Glad you're with us. This is our show for July 2015. We're going to start off learning more about what Arts Council OKC is doing for the young people in Oklahoma and introducing them to the arts. Christina Foss is here. She's the Director of Communications. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And Peju Fabero is also here. She's a volunteer on the Leadership Council. Thanks for coming by.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Let's learn more about this. First of all, let's start with the basic question. Why do we have to get involved on the outside? Why aren't the arts taught in the school systems on a daily basis or a weekly basis like they used to be?
Sure. Well, a lot of that has to do with budget cuts. When that happens, public schools often cut arts first. And so, one of our main goals with All Access Arts, we serve 20,000 people of all ages through Central Oklahoma, is to put some of those teaching artists back into schools during in-school hours and out-of-school hours to be able to give kids a positive environment, to be able to experience arts education. And we tend to focus on at-risk schools, schools that do have those budget cuts to the arts first, and where these kids might not get to experience the arts.
And so if it were not for these programs, the arts would not be as much a part of the daily life of our kids as we'd like them to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Peju, what's your role in trying to get the arts out to the young people in Oklahoma City?
My role is really to advocate for a lot of, not only the kids that are not getting the opportunities to get to experience the arts, but really just the community as a whole, these families that they belong to. This month is National Make a Difference in a Child's Life. And so one big thing that we're really pushing right now on the leadership team is really trying to get some donations and generate some funds that we're able to support a lot of what these kids are doing in these programs within these in-schools. We do several things within OKCPS, Millwood Public Schools, and just $15 alone can support supplies throughout a whole semester. So really getting that out there and trying to be the voice for not only these families and kids, but just anybody in the community that really just believes in the arts and the humanities and spreading that throughout the community.
Well, there's a lot of ways to be involved in the arts. You can just view them.
Correct.
Or you can, sometimes you can touch them, or you can actually create them. And so what's the Arts Council's main interest as you see it, Peju?
I think the main interest is just getting students, children, families, just the exposure to it. Understanding the different varieties of art, whether it be dance, visual art components, creative writing, and getting that exposure, expanding their cultural understanding about the arts and where it may bleed into what they may see on the regular basis, and then giving them access to the global society that they may not have access to on the regular basis. So,
and Christina, I guess you're unleashing a lot of creativity that maybe even these kids didn't know they had.
Absolutely. A lot of these kids, like I said, don't get experience to the arts, and some of the time this is their first experience encountering what we're being able to show them. For example, at Millwood, we have a program there, Bring Back the Music, and a lot of these kids have never touched an instrument before. And then, this program where we've actually put a teaching artist there, provided the instruments. They actually get to learn how to play them. They get to learn the music business. And by the end of the semester, they're playing in a band together. And, it's just a really fantastic outlet for these children. And as Peju was saying, we're really trying to bring awareness to this program that we have that we've been doing for 30 years. And if anyone's interested in donating, our website is artscouncilokc.com, and then you do /arts in school, and that's where you go.
I was going to ask, this money has to come from somewhere. And so who are some of the benefactors, or what organizations help you raise the money necessary?
Sure. Well, as you probably know, Arts Council Oklahoma City puts on Festival of the Arts every year. And so that's our one event that does bring in some money. All of our other events are free and gifts to the community. And while that's a free event as well, we do get some money from the people that attend. And so, we get money from that event, but then we also have our corporate sponsors, and then we have individual sponsors. And then with All Access Arts, we have a lot of collaboration, which is something we really value with that. And so we partner with places like the Metropolitan Library for some free summer programming we're doing there. And And then also Oklahoma City Parks and Rec, we put arts in some of the summer day camps there. And so those collaborations also can provide funds.
About how many kids are taking part in these programs? Any idea?
We think we serve about 20,000 annually.
My goodness.
But that's also all ages. We have some therapeutic arts for senior citizens and stuff like that. But the main bulk is, probably youth and children that we serve.
Paige, have you experienced firsthand any kids that seem to really come to life as a result of some of these arts programs?
Absolutely. One of my roles being in the leadership team is actually going into these programs and evaluating and observing these kids hands-on, actually doing some of these activities. I got to go to a couple art exhibits that these kids have actually created their own art pieces and able to display them in an actual gallery. And so you see them come alive. You see them get to experience things, like Christina was saying, that they wouldn't otherwise get to see. So it's an outlet for them to not only maybe see that they can actually make it a life goal or something that they can professionally do, but this expression. A lot of these kids come from underserved communities, very low-income families, and so that's a big component of expression, allowing them to, maybe not having the place at home to talk about some of these deep emotions they may have, but having these arts and artists come into these schools gives them the opportunity to express themselves and maybe drum up some feelings that they wouldn't otherwise get to display, but in a healthy way.
Yeah.
And that's the things that I've gotten to see and observe, and having that hands-on activities that allow them to do that is so important in this day and age, and especially for that particular community.
Well, I'd love for you to give that web address again, because I'm sure there's people out there that are being exposed to these programs for the first time, and they'd like to know how they can be a part of it. So
Absolutely.
Go ahead and give us your sales pitch one more time.
Our website's artscouncilokc.com/arts in school, and that's where you can go to donate to our specific Arts in Schools programs and learn a little bit more about us, all our other events that we put on, and learn more about All Access Arts and what it does.
And if you're not in a position to contribute, you're always looking for volunteers at the different programs you have throughout the year, including the big opening night celebration.
Yeah, we actually have a storytelling festival coming up in August. Always need volunteers for that. It's a fantastic festival. We bring in international storytellers for workshops and performances. And so if anyone's interested in volunteering for that, we are always looking.
Christina Foss and Peju Fabero, thank you both for coming on the Mayor's Magazine.
Thank you so much.
It's been great, and good luck to these programs.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
We'll have more on the Mayor's Magazine right after this.
Psst, down here. That dog has a thirsty look in his eye. Did you know that it's really not that hard to save water? Like here in the sink. Don't make me run too much. Could somebody shut me off? Now this is my kind of party. A full house. Let's roll. Hey, we're in a drought, which means I'm kind of a big deal. So save me. Really? Save me!
Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. Jeff Ewing is here from the Oklahoma City Energy. Welcome back.
Good morning, Mayor. Thank you for having me.
The Energy is a soccer team, or for those of you who may have been born in another country, football team here in Oklahoma City, and playing really, really well with a winning record here in the month of July, and they have games throughout the month of August, so we thought we'd have Jeff on just to kind of remind people that it's taking place out at Taft Stadium, and that the crowds have been very enthusiastic for you guys.
Yeah, they have. We've got soccer is a very passionate sport, and if you've followed soccer across across all of the world, it's the fan base is very loyal and passionate, and our fan base is really starting to take that soccer passion and have really bought into what we're trying to accomplish with the Energy.
And the players are developing, the fans are developing a real affection for individual players. Where do your players come from? What level of soccer had they previously played before arriving in Oklahoma City generally?
Well, our first signing in 2014 was Michael Thomas, our captain, and he had Sporting KC and I believe Toronto MLS experience. And so Coach Nielsen wanted to use him to build a team around. We have several players that have played in the MLS that are currently in our roster. Some of them are players we've found in the Danish National League and from Cameroon and some other places around the world. And we're allowed to have 7 internationals and on our squad of 18 to 20. And So we've got a really good mix. Some college graduates looking to take the next step in pro.
The American players are largely Division I players, or
Division One, and some Division II. I mean, it's soccer is. I wouldn't say it's not a lot. It's different than most sports. I mean, you can have a great player that plays in a lower division and can make it, move their way up in the ranks of the pros.
And Taft Stadium has a whole new look. If somebody has not been paying attention and they said, you want to go to Taft Stadium, they might be thinking, last time I was there, it looked like it needed a lot of help. Well, that help has arrived, and it's a spectacular venue now.
It really is. Another great component of the MAPS program that the city's undertaken, and then we've added some enhancements on top of that with a video board and chairbacks, and it's got a state-of-the-art field. And what we're excited about is this thing continues to grow, that long after we're gone, the kids of Oklahoma City Public Schools will have a great place to play on that stadium, and it is completely different. It's very interesting to hear the history of Taft and motorsports and other professional leagues, and just we've got staff members that have played in Taft with their high schools. So I think Taft has a good history for Oklahoma City, and we're very excited to be a part of working with the city and MAPS and the school district to renovate it and bring it back to life, and it certainly is coming back to life.
List some of the other cities that are in our league that would be visiting in July and August.
Well, we've got LA coming in, LA Galaxy, which is a great historic MLS franchise. Their number 2 team is going to come in and play us. We've got a team from Orange County. We've got Tulsa on the 18th, and we all know how that rivalry is between Oklahoma City and Tulsa. So
that's July 18th.
That's
right?
July 18th, and so we got Louisville. We played, we've got Austin. We've got Arizona coming up. So just teams from all over the United States.
And your coach is a fairly significant name in the world of MLS.
We're very fortunate. Jimmy Nilsson is. When he retired, he was the captain and winning goaltender for the MLS Cup for Sporting Kansas City in 2013. He retired a couple days later, and we hired him a few days later. And he is known all around the world, played in Europe, and came here and made an immediate impact. And he is, I've seen a lot of coaches and a lot of players in my career in sports, and he's a genuine guy, and I think Oklahoma City is really lucky to have him be a champion and ambassador for the sport of soccer here.
Being successful is going to mean getting a lot of young people out to the stadium. How have you guys tried for the outreach to get the youth soccer players interested?
We have worked with the Oklahoma Soccer Association. So when we first started, we worked with everybody. There's clubs, there's youth, there's schools, really going out, supporting their coaching education, supporting their development and their training, taking practices to all over the metro. We've been in Norman, we've been in Edmond, we've been at Taft. We've, free to the teams and the public to come see the pros. We did a combine where we had 100+ people try to make the team. So really working with all the organizations in soccer to help them grow, and just us being a resource with the professional side. We also have Fields and Futures, which, as you know, is a great organization that we support, which is a goal of rebuilding all the Oklahoma City Public School District athletic fields and helping them with their education and getting those kids into after-school activities. And we feel like Tim, one of our owners, is really behind that, and $2 of every ticket that we sell goes to support that, to help maintain those fields and what Fields and Futures is doing.
It's a real commitment.
It is, and we're Fields and Futures are really focused in around Taft. So you've got the MAPS program plus what we did, and then on top of that, Northwest Classen and Taft Middle School, all their fields are getting completely renovated. So that May 23rd corridor, in terms of the school district in Taft, is really getting overhaul, and we're very excited about that, and hopefully it will lead to some continual change in that part of the town.
If someone's never been to one of your games, what can they expect?
It's a family-friendly atmosphere. Taft, there's not a bad seat in the house. We have tickets that start at $10, so it's very family affordable. Just some great action. One of the things that, as I kind of got involved with the Energy, I couldn't believe, but we've got over 70,000 adults playing soccer in the metro. We've got over 30,000. So, you know, it's really great to see kids and families come out and just enjoy very, very good soccer. I mean, we've been in the top quarter of the league all season, and hopefully we'll make the playoffs. And if we continue the way we'll go, we'll have a home playoff game, which would be great to, in our first season in Taft, to make that happen. So
It'll last the rest of the summer.
it will. We've got games in July and August, and our last home games in September. So we've got 7 opportunities for folks to come out and see us over the course, and then hopefully we add a home playoff game before the end of the season.
Website information?
EnergyFC.com, or they can call 235-KICK, and one of our account executives will be happy to get them out to Taft.
Great to see more big crowds coming out to Taft Stadium this fall. Jeff, thanks for coming on the Mayor's
Thanks for the
Magazine.
opportunity. We appreciate it. We're very excited about being here in Oklahoma City and helping just continue to grow what's happening here.
Well, your players are wonderful ambassadors, and I know our young people, you know, need all the role models they can get. So thanks
Yes.
for accomplishing that part of the goal as well. Games all summer long at Taft Stadium, the Oklahoma City Energy. We'll be back with more of the Mayor's Magazine right after this.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. We're going to talk to Kaitlin Butts in this segment. Kaitlin is a young singer-songwriter. Welcome to the Mayor's Magazine.
Thank you for having me.
You are becoming more and more well-known, young lady. Let me hold up a couple of things. First of all, you were on the cover of the latest edition of Territory, and this has been out for a few days now, but you may see this around town and wonder who that young lady is there holding the guitar. And your new CD is out.
Yep, came out in February.
And you wrote every song on here except one, which is a cover of a Johnny Cash song.
Yep.
And I'll go ahead and give this away. At the end of the show here, we're going to have Kaitlin sing at least one of her songs, wherever she would like to do it. So in a few moments, you're going to get to hear this young, talented lady. But let's find a little bit more about you on the personal side. You were telling me you grew up in Tulsa.
Yep, grew up in Tulsa, went to Union. I've been singing my whole life, and when it came to time to decide what college I wanted to go to, I got a really small scholarship to ACM, and that just kind of, it's something that I've always done, is sing and dance, and I used to dance, but I don't dance anymore, only late at night. On top of bars sometimes.
ACM is Academy for Contemporary Music.
Yes.
It's associated with the University of Central Oklahoma, but located in Bricktown, and it has really been a launching pad for a lot of young, talented musicians,
They
and
crank
Kaitlin
out
is one
some
of them.
artists.
Yeah.
And when it came time to do that, that's something that I never thought I could actually make a job out of, and I have now. And
What did they teach you that you're benefiting from today?
they've taught me a lot of history. They taught me how, basically, just how to market myself. That was a good thing for me, and just general information that a lot of artists kind of don't think is that important. Like showing up. Showing up is like the
Being on
easiest
time.
thing. Showing up and being prepared for everything, and just being in a community of artists and being able to communicate with your band is one big thing that I had no idea how to do, because I was just a girl that sat in my room and played guitar all the time, and having to talk to a drummer and tell him what I'm wanting him to play was really hard for me at first, and they kind of taught us the lingo to communicate with other artists.
What comes easier for you, the singing or the songwriting?
Oh, singing, definitely. Songwriting comes at me in flashes. Whenever I think of something, I just write it in my iPhone, and then later on, whenever I have the time, I'll sit down with my guitar and kind of work it out. But it's a process.
What generally comes to you first, the lyrics or the
the
tune?
lyrics, yeah. Normally it's when I'm really mad or something. Fired up.
You have an emotional release
I
that
do.
you put on
It
paper.
is, and I feel like a lot of artists are like that. I feel like everyone is like that, whether it's with love or with with hatred or being heartbroken.
Well, I've not listened to your music, so help me out here. Do you typically sing songs about other people or other things, or are they personal? Are they about your life experiences?
They're all about my life experiences. The only one that I've kind of made the story up is the only love song I've written. It's called Wild Rose. I wrote it because I was taking a drive one day in Edmond, and I saw this group of roses just kind of growing up this barbed wire fence, and I thought that that was really cool, and no one planted them there, no one was watering them, but they were growing and they were beautiful right there. And so I wrote this song about a girl wanting to leave the place where she's at, and the boys wanting her to stay home because she can bloom wherever she's planted. So I wrote a song around that.
And you have a very busy schedule, and this show is going to air throughout the month of July. Do you have any dates in end of July or August that people might want to look forward to?
In July, I'm playing in Stillwater for the Eskimo Joe's 40th year anniversary, July 20th, and the Great Divide's playing after me, so I'm really excited for that. That's one off the top of my head that I'm really looking forward to.
Wonderful. And if people have an appropriate venue and are looking to gain a crowd, you're available.
Give me a call.
Yeah, give her a call. And you have a website where
Yes,
people can contact you?
Just KaitlinButts.com.
KaitlinButts.com, and it's KaitlinButts. How do you describe your music when someone says, what do you do? What do you play?
What do I play? Country. How it originally was, I think. Not your new typical country that you've been hearing.
Well, country has transitioned into more of a rock and roll type style, and a traditional country would be.
It's been more rock and roll, a little bit. I want to say like hip hop incorporated too. But I just have regular instruments on my album. I have regular guys coming in playing for me, and we made music, and it was a lot of fun.
A lot of the women who did traditional country music didn't play the guitar too, or they were generally singers. But you want to do both, and that kind of makes you multidimensional.
Yeah, one woman that I really looked up to was Loretta Lynn, and she did play guitar. Growing up, the reason why I picked up the guitar was, I had grown up singing to a track my whole life. And I got to the point where I was too old for it, and I grew up listening to Dixie Chicks, and Miranda Lambert had started to come about. And they were all women who were very good at their respected instruments, and that was something that I looked up to, and I was like, that's a girl, I could do that. And my neighbor had just started taking guitar lessons, and so I just stole his guitar teacher and said, it's my turn.
Well, I look forward to hearing you. Why don't we take a break, and when we come back, Kaitlin Butts will sing to the end of the show. Kaitlin, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Did you know that the arts make a significant impact on education, the economy, and our quality of life in Oklahoma? Providing more than 10,000 jobs statewide, filtering more than $314 million into our economy? Yes, the arts create all kinds of beautiful things. And making Oklahoma an even better place to live is the most beautiful thing of all. It doesn't take a big donation to make big things happen. Support Allied Arts today. A little give is all it takes.
When she was young, they called her Wild Rose. The ladies in the town turned up their nose. The boys all loved her, heaven knows she would never be tied down. She said that she was getting out. The first chance she had, she'd take it. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know for sure that I'll make it. So on the day that she turned 18, she bought a ticket for the Greyhound bus. He looked up from his cowboy hat and said, oh babe, what about us? She said, I've got to go, I've got to bloom, but in this small town, babe, there ain't no room for this wild rose. And he looked at her and said, well baby, you can bloom no matter where you are. You don't have to live in the sky to be a star. You don't have to be the sun to shine. Baby, just be mine. Well, she got on the bus, said I just can't stay. She didn't look back as they pulled away, but the humming of the tires couldn't drown out the words she heard him say. And And there beside the road she saw a wild rose, and it bloomed right where God had planted it, on an old rusty barbed wire fence. And all of a sudden it all made sense when he said, baby, you can bloom no matter where you are. You don't have to live in the sky to be a star. You don't have to be the sun to shine. Baby, just be mine. Well, the bus pulled away with an empty seat. She made a call saying, baby, come and get me. They drove all through the night and were home to see an Oklahoma sunrise. Sitting on the porch late at night, watching their babies chasing fireflies. The little one looks up at the sky and says, I wanna be a star. And they said, baby, you can bloom no matter where you are. You don't have to live in the sky to be a star. Would you like a gal like me? My hair's never right, it's curly and free, and my socks never match, so I run with bare feet. So why would you like a gal like me? Why would you like a gal like me? My best friend's a bottle of Fireball whiskey, and I drink too much to fall and scrape my knee. So why would you like a gal like me? Well, I've seen the girls you've loved before, and they mind their rules and they do their chores. Not like me, a different breed. So why would you like a gal like me? Why would you like a gal like me? Well, I do what I want, not what you need. Yeah, I'm hard-headed, don't argue with me. Yeah, why would you like a gal like me? Or would you like a gal like me? Yeah, I got the soul of a Roman gypsy. Ain't a reason to stay, is a reason to leave. So why would you like a gal like me? Well, I've seen the girls you've loved before, and they mind their rules and they do their chores. Not like me, a different breed. So why would you like a gal like me? Why would you like a gal like me? Yeah, I ain't everybody's cup of tea, and I don't know why, but I'm glad you see. Yeah, something worth liking in a gal like me. Yeah, something worth liking in a gal like me.
It's outdoor time in Oklahoma, and that means it's time to go out on adventures with family and friends. With dazzling Friday night sunset cruises or fun-themed Saturday cruises like luau, disco, and bluegrass, the only question is, which cruise will you choose? Oklahoma River Cruises has 4 convenient landings to cruise from Regatta Park, Exchange Landing, Meridian Landing, and Bricktown Landing, all along the beautiful Oklahoma River in Oklahoma City. There's cruises for everyone, from families, girls' night out, or history buffs. But the best way to find the river cruise for you is to come down and try it yourself. For more information, cruise schedules, and tickets, visit okrivercruises.com.
That's a wrap, Rumble.